Hi, Facebook friends. My name is Judy Meredith, and I am a licensed professional counselor, and I'm also a coach who works with people online. I wanted to talk today about the most important thing that you can do. I work with so many women who are trying to learn how to love themselves. And so I wanted to start out by talking about the first and most important thing that you need to do to start getting into a habit of treating yourself a little bit better and working your way towards self-love. Because I work with tons and tons of women who, I'm switching my camera around here. I work with tons and tons of women and have over the years people who find themselves in abusive relationships or toxic relationships. And really the antidote, the thing that you really have to do to get out of those relationships and to stay out of those relationships is to learn to love yourself. And it's really, really important in life, period. But if you're somebody who's been in a pattern of getting into unhealthy relationships or relationships where you just don't feel valued, loved, cared about, maybe there's even outward abuse towards you and you're struggling with all of those things, I can almost bet 100% that you lack the ability to love yourself, because people who do love themselves won't stay around for those types of relationships. Okay, no judgment here. I've all my life suffered with lack of self-love, and I'm in the process of overcoming that. It's a day-by-day process where you learn to take care of yourself and build your confidence in knowing that you can live your life on your own and you can take care of yourself and you can be your own best friend. And that way you start to understand that no relationship with somebody else is better than a bad relationship, because you really tighten up your relationship with yourself and you learn to depend on yourself and love yourself and value yourself. And that's what's going to cure you, so to speak, of ever finding yourself in one of these toxic, unhealthy relationships ever again. So the first step that I want to talk about, the most important thing, and if you can just do this one thing first, it will get you a long way down the road toward finding self-love. And I have a lot of women who say, I don't even know how to even begin to do that, begin to love myself. So this is my first suggestion to them. And it's very simple. I just want you to stop criticizing yourself. Just stop criticizing yourself, okay? It's simple, but it's not easy, because you're going to be breaking a very long-term habit of saying things to yourself that are very damaging, they're abusive, they are devaluing of you. And because once we get into that habit of doing that and we've laid those habits down over a lifetime, we have brain hardware, we have brain channels in our mind that have been laid down, actual brain cells to support that thinking. So what happens is those thoughts come at us daily on an automatic basis. You might not even be aware consciously that you're thinking them. So it's going to take a little effort at first, especially in the beginning days of this new practice, where all you're going to do is stop criticizing yourself. So you're going to have to tune in. You're going to have to become aware of what you're thinking, what you're saying to yourself. And sometimes it's helpful to do this with another person, with a counselor or a trusted friend. You're going to need paper and pencil, because when you do get at these thoughts that you're having, when you get at them and you access them, you're going to want to write them down, because later on we're going to go to step 2, and I'm going to come on here and we're going to talk about that too on this live, but on another live. But it's just, you have to really want to do this, and you don't really have to believe in it right away. If you're somebody who maybe always tells yourself, gosh, I'm just not the brightest or the sharpest tool in the shed, or someone's ever called you stupid, or something like that, and you don't believe in your own ability to think and reason and make good decisions, then you're going to be telling yourself, giving yourself that message all the time behind the scenes. I'm not smart enough. I don't know what I'm doing. I need somebody else. How do I fix this? What do I do? And you're always looking outside of yourself. So you have to start to tune in so that you hear those messages that you're giving yourself when you're giving them to yourself. And all I want you to do in the very beginning is just yell stop. And if you have to yell it inside your head, that's fine. But if you're someplace where you can yell it out loud, yell stop. I'm not going to criticize myself anymore. Because essentially, when we are criticizing ourselves, we're telling ourselves lies about ourselves. We are not telling ourselves the truth. So we want to get these thoughts and feelings and ideas that are lies, and we want to get them out of our brains and onto paper. And then we want to examine these things, and we want to look at them a little bit more carefully, and then we want to find out what's the actual truth about me, and then we're going to make that statement. I'm going to put that down on the paper, and then you're going to start to reinforce that for yourself. And we'll talk more about a few tools and ways that you can do that.